Disclaimer, I do not have all the answers, nor do I claim to have all the answers. Do not treat what I say as gospel, and do not use it to talk down to aspiring writers. I'm just summarizing other people's ideas. Check the description below for more information, and now on with the video. If you know me, you know I love taking complicated-ass ideas and boiling it all down to regular, everyday, plain-ass language. You might be wondering, if I'm trying to present writing, why am I not presenting it like this? The Russian formalist movement is the reason that we have the current form of the novel as we know it today. Mikhail Bakhtin studied the works of Fyodor Dostoevsky and came up with such principles as polyphony and the dialogic principle, which discusses how the narrator... We already got plenty of videos like that, and that's not my style. And that's the topic of today's video, style. What separates the casual from the fancy, the simple from the complex, the formal from the informal? Well, there's a simple acronym you can use. I'm not quite sure of its origins, but you can try it for yourself to figure out your own style or analyze other people's styles, and that acronym is DIDLS.
Did somebody say diddles?
This is about writing. DIDLS stands for Diction, Imagery, Details, Language, and Syntax. Let's run down all of these one by one, shall we? Our first category is diction.
Did somebody say dick?
Get the fuck out, man! Diction is how complicated your word choices are. At one end, you have simple words, which are conversational. They might use slang. It's informal. They tend to be monosyllabic, meaning that they only have one or two syllables. It's words that you would basically use with your friends, and at the other end, you have complex diction. These are the complicated words. They are polysyllabic. They have multiple syllables. They tend to be academic words, very formal words, words that you probably wouldn't use with your friends, but more in your typical term papers. Imagery can refer to the five senses, sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell, but it can also refer to the rhetorical devices that help paint a picture. Metaphors, simile, and the like can also paint a picture in the mind where just describing things might fall short. Wordplay like consonants, assonance, alliteration, like the phrase, "the boy bought the bouncing basketball." That B sounds very bouncy, so that can also help in painting a word picture. Details, aka focalization, is what the writer chooses to focus on. You, as the writer, are the director of your story. You choose the camera angles, represented by this camera here. You choose the close-ups, you choose the wide shots, you choose what the audience gets to see. Your choices as a writer and what to focus on makes your writing unique, as any director is to a movie. Focalization is a massive topic, and I don't think we'll be able to cover all of its facets in this single video. If you want to know more about it, look up Manfred John's Narratology Guide. I'll link it in the description below if you want to know more about focalization. Language can refer to the mood or the tone of the writing. For example, this video is very casual, laid back, and shoot the shit style. But it can also refer to the rhetorical tropes that it uses, such as irony, sarcasm, use of proverbs, allusions, fancy word for references, or euphemisms. Now, how you mix these two together will create all sorts of different styles. Sure, you can have something that's dry and academic, or you could have something that's playful and goofy, or you could also mix a dry, formal style with irony and sarcasm to create the dry wit style. And finally, we have syntax, or let's just call it structure. Structure is how you order your words and sentences and where do you put the emphasis. Here's an example right here. Compare the phrase, "your dog bit me," to "your dog bit me," to "your dog bit me," to "your dog bit me." Or compare that to "I was bitten by your dog." Structure also refers to sentence length. I'm pretty sure you've seen this image floating around online somewhere showing two different paragraphs, one made of two long sentences and one made of sentences of varying lengths, creating a different kind of rhythm. Structure also refers to how you arrange things. You can have similar items together, parallels. You can have contrasting opposite items, juxtapositions, or you can repeat items to emphasize them in repetition. And finally, structure refers to how you use ellipses. How do you cut away? How do you pause? How do you use periods, colons, semicolons? How do you interrupt the flow of your writing? For example, in this video, I use cutaways like this one. And bam, here we are at the end, where we will look at your writing style using the DIDLS system. Before I go any further, I just want to remind you there are no wrong choices. How you write makes you unique. Use this only to tweak or enhance what you already do. First, diction. Do you prefer simple, ordinary, conversational word choices, or do you prefer complex, academic, literary word choices? Imagery. How do you appeal to the five senses? Sight, smell, sound, touch, and taste. And what rhetorical devices do you use to paint word pictures? Detail. What do you focus on? And to what level of detail do you focus on it? Language. What is your mood and tone? Are you playful or are you serious? What tropes do you use to get that tone across? Do you use euphemisms, irony, sarcasm, allusions, and the like? And finally, your structural choices. How do you arrange paragraphs? How do you arrange the sentences within those paragraphs? How do you arrange the words within those sentences? How you choose these 5 choices will make you unique as a writer, unlike anyone else. I want to keep emphasizing in these videos there is no single way to write. Your choices and your preferences are what make you unique. It's what gives you your specific style. And just as you are attracted to your style, you will find an audience attracted to your style. So, I hope this video has given you a better perspective, maybe even a better appreciation for your own writing style, or at least room to expand it if you want to grow it. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll answer them as soon as I can. And in the meantime, I will see you all later, and good luck in your writing endeavors.